My shoes are clean. Face is mean.
How's it going, everybody? It's your boy Matt Campbell here with the StoryTime Spotlight. For this interview, we have none other than DJ Prenup.
What's good? What's good? Appreciate you guys having me on, man.
Absolutely, absolutely. So let's start off this interview with some basic questions. Where were you born and raised?
So I was actually born out of Palmdale, California. Palmdale/Lancaster, the good old Antelope Valley. But I was pretty much made out here in Vegas. I moved out here back in 2010 for school. That's where I kind of paved my way as a DJ.
Nice. Yeah, I'm actually from Riverside, California, and then same thing with you.
Yeah,
so I moved out here, and I was like 3 years old, and pretty much same thing. Grew out here in Vegas, and that's where I kind of got the roots from here. So
it's pretty funny how many people I know who are from California that are out here now.
We all migrate. We migrate here.
Like close proximity too is weird. It's wild.
So you have your track that is going to be out with us. It is titled Clean. Now, what gave you the inspiration for this track?
So it's actually like kind of a funny story. So the living situation at my house, I have 5 of my godkids that live with me, and their parents as well. And so I was making a comment about like, man, dude, what is that smell? And so it turns out that I think it was the 8-year-old. He liked to wear the same pair of shoes. He has multiple pairs of shoes, but he liked wearing the same pair of shoes every day, and that's what it was. The shoe just got old. So his parents actually went to go, it's 5 kids, so you got to buy them all shoes now. So the youngest one, which is Izzy, actually,
right.
He comes up into my room as I'm making the beat. So the song isn't even ID'd yet. I don't know. I was making like a 4-on-the-floor beat that I was going to use for like that Nicki Minaj vocal, Keys to the Benz. It was like a challenge. I was like, whatever. So, but he came to the room and he was like, Uncle, look at my shoes. I was like, oh, them things is clean. He was like, my shoes are clean. I was like, you know what? There's the idea. And I literally had him that same day, like an hour after I kind of like polished it up, just lay down some of the vocals on it. And he actually like laid down majority of the vocals on the track and did some of the little sound effects that you actually hear in there. And so that was the whole inspiration, was literally them getting some new shoes while I was already making a beat, and it just timed so perfectly. And I was like, this is too good to pass up. I have to use it, and it's catchy. It's catchy. They love the song because the words are easy, and it's something that they can like latch on real quick. So I was like, yeah, this is it. This is gonna be the one that people are going to like.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I remember when you sent it over. I had it in my headphones. I just remember when the first like drop hits, just that deep feel. And the only thing I was thinking of is like a little like shuffle kind of ordeal. Like everyone makes room, all the kids that can shuffle come out on the dance floor and bust a move out. So it's definitely got the groove that we're looking for. Now, speaking of production, what would you say your DAW of choice is?
The one that I've stuck with the most is Logic. Funny, I actually took a couple courses at the university in Vegas for computer tech as a minor, and that was the one that we kind of focused on. That was years ago, and so I only used it when I would make like certain edits. When I got back into my production side, that was the one that I kind of went back to. I didn't have a PC, so I couldn't get FL Studios, which is what I first started on back in 2011. Oh man, I feel ancient saying that. But and I never really figured out how to partition my Mac, so I just started using Logic. I mean, it's very similar to GarageBand when we use that a little bit, but Logic is I'm 100% all Logic.
All Logic. Okay, there you go. Yeah, I personally use Ableton. I have used Logic in the past. I know a few producers that use Logic currently, so it's definitely something that a lot of people do use. Same thing with FL. A lot of people use FL Studio as well. It all depends on what your comfort level is and what you prefer and everything along the line. So if you got Logic mastered down, there's no reason to switch to any other DAW. For sure.
Yeah, I thoroughly enjoy it, and I'm still learning.
Yeah, same. Every day we're learning something new about production. Now, you do produce, but not only that, you do DJ. And speaking of DJ, you did mention to me that you DJ on a radio station. Can you give us more information about that?
Yeah, so the radio station that I DJ on, it's internet based, so we don't really have to follow like FCC guidelines, which is awesome. So I can play dirty versions of whatever I want. Because I started out as a DJ first, so I kind of moseyed my way into the production life. Not even because of the pandemic; it's just like I've been in and out of it. And so my primary focus was DJing hip hop, R&B. That was like my bread and butter. But I always had a love for house music.
Absolutely.
But the radio station that I'm on is called HB Radio, and it is Las Vegas based. It's Las Vegas' #1 hip hop internet radio station, so and it's running 24/7, and it's definitely what I've used for like a lot of practice. So just to give a quick shout out to my guy, DJ Heartbreaker. He's the one that definitely introduced me to the radio world, and definitely got me more comfortable with that. It's a completely different world DJing on radio than it is for like a live audience.
Absolutely.
It's really weird. Like it's even different from when people like live stream Twitch, although no one's in the room. Like literally no one is in the room, and you're kind of just your own vibe.
And everything that you're DJing now, is this pre-recorded or is this something that you're doing live in the mix when someone tunes in?
It's all live in the studio, 7 p.m. PST until about 9, and you hear all my mistakes. You hear talk on the air as well, because we do every 30 minutes we'll chime in, hip hop news, whatever. So yeah, you get to hear all my little nice cuts and scratches, and when I mess up, you definitely hear that.
Yeah, I'm gonna need you to teach me how to do some scratches. I was practicing, but I was like, I could never do this live. I could never do this live.
I got you.
Well, speaking of the pandemic, what have you done over the pandemic/quarantine?
That's when I really focused on my production side, since Vegas was hit hard as far as nightlife. So no gigs. I tried Twitch for a little bit and then kind of just fell off. I did definitely want to practice more on my production. I put out a whole ass EP. Sorry if I can't curse. I put out a whole EP within I think 2 weeks prior to everything actually getting shut down. But then I got the feedback that I needed, and we just started working on more, building up my arsenal of music,
right.
And then just getting comfortable really with putting it out there, because it takes a lot to someone to really put out their own creative work.
And I think what it comes down to as well is it's different for us just to hear our music, but well, I don't know about you per se, but I get subconscious thinking about, oh, what if someone hears this and then they write me back about critiquing, oh, your sub-bass level should have been this amount of decimals, or...
And I think what it was for that, with me DJing so long, I'm used to the feedback regardless of how negative it is, and I actually want people to be like, yo, this is trash. I'm like, bet, what do I need to work on? Let me know. I don't mind that at all, because I've been told numerous times as a DJ, like, yo, that mix was terrible. Or like, yo, you played that song. And so after a while, you kind of just get that thick skin. But it is a little different, because DJing, you're using someone else's works. When you're putting out your own music, that's your baby from start to finish. And so
Absolutely.
That's when I really had to get tough skin. Of course, I started out hitting up the homies first. So I was like, hey, how's this sound?
Yeah, absolutely. You definitely need your friends' feedback to definitely see what's going on, to get a fresh, not only outlook, but fresh ears on the track to kind of see what's going on with it.
Best friend. Nothing gives you what you need to hear most than your car stereo.
Boy, oh, so much truth behind that. I'm in a Honda, so there's no bass. There's no bass in that Honda. So I'm like, yeah. But speaking of stressful times, what do you do to get rid of stress?
Believe it or not, I will watch Netflix, man.
There you go.
I will binge watch a TV show, kind of just to escape reality for whatever it is, for a moment that I need to. I actually used to drink hardcore. I still do, not hardcore, but I've toned it down. So I've been looking at other vices when I do get stressful. I don't smoke weed anymore, not really.
Right. Well, speaking of drinking, right? Speaking of drinking, though, Alex, I was trying when he was down here over like a few weeks ago. We met up and we went to a bar, and I was telling him when the bartender asked us what we wanted to drink, I asked him for a Jameson and pickleback. He's never had that in his entire life. He thinks that I was the most weirdest person ordering this. Have you ever had that before?
I don't do pickles, but I've definitely had it. My girlfriends maybe do it before. But that's like a like if you're local in Vegas, that's like one of like the go-tos as a chaser.
Absolutely.
Back, man.
Absolutely. Well, speaking of Vegas, what is the most annoying habit someone can have, in your opinion?
In my opinion, and this is for everyone. When people walk without picking their feet up, so they're like slippers or their shoes slide. Even when you're wearing like slides, don't slide them, man. I just down. The sound gets me so.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Oh my gosh, it's just. I'm like, yo, pick your feet up, please.
Yeah, I feel that 100%. Right. Well, I'll also ask this though. At the same time, what is the most useful thing you own?
Ooh, the most useful thing I own. This is gonna sound so like 21st century. It's my cell phone. It's like such a go-to answer. I feel like, but I use it for literally everything. I mean, I'm sure I could live without it, but it'd be hard.
Oh yeah, it really would be.
I mean, my emails, payments, as far as all my money is digital. I don't carry cash around.
Right. Especially with the coin shortage going on.
It's going out of nowhere. I'm sorry. Let's not get conspiratorial on here.
Your phone, absolutely. Yeah, I feel the same way.
It's funny. On the way here to the studio, before I got on with you, I dropped it down my car seat, and I was like, "Oh my God, what am I gonna do?" And I'm literally 2 minutes from the studio. Like, "Oh, well, what am I gonna do?" My phone's like,
right.
So yeah, everything is on there, man.
Yeah, absolutely. No, it really is.
My whole life.
It really is. It really is. Yeah.
Wait, if I could pick a second one.
Yes, let's hear it.
My second most useful thing is I have a toolkit in my backpack that's gotten me out of so much shit. Dude, there's a magnet in there. I have a lock picking kit in there as well.
Not a need, but a want.
Exactly. I've locked myself out of my studio numerous times. My laptop, it's old, so the screws don't always stay in there, and the back plate falls off. Oh, yeah. I got to screw that in there. Yeah, dude, it's literally my I have floss picks, and this sounds gross. I have floss picks in there. I'm a hygiene fanatic. I brush my teeth like 5 times a day.
That's great.
And I floss a lot. But yeah, I have my cell phone chargers in there. Definitely need that.
Yeah, definitely.
That would be that. The toolkit that I always carry around with me.
Yeah,
always have it on me.
It's funny enough because I just invested in jumper cables. My car has died enough times that I'm always asking the neighbors. But I said, you know what? I need to stop asking them and just go ahead and invest in some. So
that's good though, man.
Yeah, exactly.
We learn. We live and we learn.
Yeah, we definitely live and we definitely learn. The next question I have for you is, who has had the biggest impact on you growing up that has made you into the person you are today?
I'm gonna keep it sentimental and say my dad, but there is a second person.
Let's hear it.
My dad for sure. He's done nothing but he doesn't even question as far as my career field. He just like, are you good? Yeah, what are you doing? I'm DJing. That's dope. I used to also DJ in the 80s. No fucking way. This is a secret you've kept for me my entire life, and all of a sudden I DJ in the 80s. But he actually worked hand in hand with Egyptian Lover and Africa Bambaataa. So like old school 808 drum machine producers, definitely kicking off like the high tempo music, the 126s to 130s as far as
Absolutely.
And so like just hearing him say that, and he broke out pictures that are all dusty. I'm like, how that's supposed to? How I never knew this, and so I mean, I would definitely try out in the field earlier. But the main reason why I'm in here and I stuck with it in here is my mentor, he goes by DJ Paradise. His name is Josh. He's like a UNLV like goat as far as DJing. He does all their parties, all like the UNLV premiere events. He's been in the nightlife industry for 12 years now, because he started back DJing in '08. And I was in high school then.
Same.
Yeah.
Same.
So, but I mean, he's done Tao. He's done One Oak before they closed down. He's done Jewel, and even Pearl before Pearl closed down into Jewel. So he was definitely the reason, and the reason I got into DJing in the first place, and kind of the avenue that I took as far as the open format scene. He's pushed me to make sure that I can at least do a good blend when it comes to a song transition. But definitely my dad and DJ Paradise for sure.
Yeah, and it's great that you were able to have somebody who you were able to look up to, not only your dad but also your friend, because there's nothing worse than like getting some new software, or not only that, just starting off DJing and you're so confused on how to do things, like what tempo is to mixing key. There's so many variables that it comes to, and especially if you have someone who you can just call or text just to get that friendly advice to help out, it's so beneficial. So shouts out to him for helping you out, and shouts out to your daddy.
Right. And it's great. I mean, anyone like listening in, like, I've always opened myself up as far as like, if you want to learn, just let me know, man. Like I get, I kind of came up in the age where DJing was like the thing to do because fraternities, we need a DJ, and so everyone was doing it. Not saying that it got saturated, but I was always open. Like, you want to learn, just let me know, bro. Let me know. I've definitely helped out a lot of people when it comes to either starting out DJing, giving people their first gigs out in Vegas when I was was DJing downtown a lot too. So like I've always been trying to be like a front runner for a lot of people. It's like, if you want to learn, you let me know, man.
Yeah, I will definitely say.
Do Ableton. Sorry, I stuttered, by the way. I can't do Ableton, but Logic, I got you on Logic all the way.
Right. No, I feel that. And it's funny enough because when people ask me, they're like, oh, you DJ, can you do my wedding, or can you do my kid's birthday or something like that? I have to explain to them this is a whole different type of music. And for me, I will admit my own weakness is I cannot open format DJ to save my life. And it's definitely something that I would like to practice in. So, hey, we might be hanging out here soon to take some lessons down for the open format, because I stick to one genre I don't go out of that. That's just kind of where I stick. I stick where I'm comfortable.
You're good. And the thing is, like, it's not everyone's forte, which is cool. Everyone has their niche.
Absolutely.
And I totally respect it. Like, if people who can't do it or don't feel comfortable doing it, that's cool. What are you comfortable doing? That's fine. I don't expect everyone to be like me.
Right. Right.
Because I wouldn't have a job. But I mean, I'm always open for it. Like, if you want to learn, you let me know, man. Whether like even if you need music, because I've had people hit me up like, hey, dude, I'm doing a wedding. Like, do you have like a good playlist? I got you. Check your emails right now. Here's a whole zip drive of like 100, 200 songs that you can go to, from Prince to MJ to some of the new R&B. So I got you.
Right.
I got you. So I'm always an open book.
So perfect for you saying this, right? For you saying this, for people listening in, watching the video, where can they find you on social media to either contact you or just to follow you on your journey?
Of course. I'm pretty prominent on Twitter at DJ Prenup. That's DJ Prenup, and then the same for Twitter at DJ Prenup. And then I'm gonna shout out one more as well. It's another project I've been working on as far as how quarantine's been at GTV Radio. That's something that me and my manager have been starting up as well. Really kind of making a focus on a lot of the independent artists out there. When I say I'm an open book, I'm an open book. We definitely want to be a platform for other artists to get their music out of any genre.
Absolutely.
I have friends who are trap producers, who are house producers, who are dubstep producers that I've reached out to. Is like, hey, we're doing a special segment. I definitely want to curate a playlist that's centered around the electronic scene. So send me all your information, man. And that's definitely what we've been working on as well. Sorry, I feel like that was a question that you had asked earlier. Also, I just
No, it's
didn't.
perfectly fine. Perfectly fine. Because I was going to
But
ask
yeah,
you. I was going to ask you, is there any other thing that you wanted to promote or push out there for the people
yeah,
listening?
yeah,
So
yeah,
you beat me to the
definitely.
punch.
You're my bad, man. Definitely at GTV Radio. Only on Instagram right now, but we're getting that launching up in October, and I'm very excited for it. That's been like a 3-year project, and really because of quarantine, been able to like really focus since I don't have a lot of gigs. I've really had a lot of downtime to really kind of set and make moves.
Right. And from our conversation earlier, you're actually going on the radio tonight and DJing, correct?
Yeah. Well, actually live at 7 p.m.
7 p.m. So that's in about like 20-ish, 25 minutes.
Yeah. The radio station is like it's up the street. It just happened to be that way. So
right. Worked out perfect.
Yeah.
Well, is there anything else that you would like for the people listening and watching to know, to hear, or anything along those matters?
Yeah, of course, man. If you're a producer out there, whether you've been in the game 1, 2, 3 years, if you're a DJ out there, whether you've been in the game 1, 2, 3, 10, 15 years, just keep on pushing, man. Someone's going to like your music, for example. Appreciate you guys over there at StoryTime, man.
Absolutely.
You know, I did this because it was fun. I mean, I incorporated one of my god kids into it. It's just a fun track. And I felt comfortable with putting it out there, and you guys liked it and received it well. And it's been nothing but love. Yeah. And so that just tells me, I mean, I'm 27, bro. Like, I'm
about to be 26.
I was gonna say, there's like no real age requirement for any of this. I for a while I was thinking I'm too old for it. I'm not really in the scene. But taking that away and just doing it just for the love of it. That's what's really going to progress people is they can hear it through the music. It was a very fun track. I was blessed, honestly, to incorporate someone so close to me into a song, and they've been riding with me since day one, which is awesome. And if you ever want help or even advice, ears on a track, you want help learning to use Logic, what they had, you want help learning cables, how to DJ, open the format, you let me know, man. I'm an open book, bro. I give me the motivation to do a masterclass. I got you.
There we go. We definitely are going to be in contact soon. I'm going to need them lessons on open format for sure.
I got you.
Well, I think we're going to be wrapping this up. Once again, this is DJ Prenup for the Storytime Spotlight. Make sure you stream his new track, Clean, on all streaming platforms. Once again, my name is Matt Campbell. Thank you for tuning in.